this doing live readings for a couple of months, and I am here again. I don't like to use the word back. It came up in conversation earlier on. I don't like to use the word back. I don't believe in it. So I'm here again. I've taken a couple of months break, a bit of a rest to just two. And I'm going to read for whoever would like me to this evening. This I will continue to do in the future. I'm going to do it every other month, every other week. Forgive me, as I said. If you want to, I think I can just get this off. Just take that off. There we go. Don't need it up right now. You want to ask, you want to drop questions into the comments box. I will read them for you. I think I'll talk about other things once I'm done. I feel like just getting on with it really for right now. So let me just, anyway, sorry, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. There we go. All right. All right. So, Anjanette. Hi, Rhonda. General message for Anjanette. Okay. Yes, Anjanette, a little bit more motion in your life. Why am I saying this? Because, all right. If you could see the amount that moves through you, and I'm talking about you, Anjanette. I could say this generally, but I'm talking to you right now. The amount that moves through you in a given 5 minutes, right? What's going on? You've got your own thoughts, you've got things you want to do, the things that you haven't done yet, the things that haven't gone so well, the things that have gone well. You've got energetic input coming from your family, you've got it coming from the collective, you've got other things going on in the world, Omicron and all that stuff, things not happening as we want it to happen. Now, this is all supposed to move through. The issues I'm seeing it right now is it's kind of slowing down with you. This is why I'm saying motion. Why, if it's not motion, if it slows down, then it goes and connects with your thoughts and emotions, doesn't it? And makes you question yourself and doubt yourself. So I'm seeing you slowing down, and I would like to see the opposite. So that was a very, very long-winded way of saying go for a run, dance, move your body. If you got one of those vibrating platform things, that's a good thing to do. There is a longer conversation to have, which we probably will never have, right? Here, but if I just say get yourself in motion more, that will get other things in motion, and I don't need to know what the other things are right now, and neither do you. Neither do you. We don't need to know where a train goes. We need to get the train started and out of the station and driving down the tracks. Okay. Ginny. Oh, there's your question. Sorry. Friend, I'm so sorry to hear this, Ginny. Does he have any message for his family or for myself, Lauren? Let me just say to you all, I don't, and I've never seen myself as a medium. It's not work that I do. On occasion, I will answer questions like this. I will ask, can I not have any more mediumship questions? Please, though. He passed suddenly. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm getting here. There's a lot of and I mean this in a very light way. There's a lot of cloud around this because of the suddenness on it of it. So he's adjusting a lot, right? He's adjusting a lot. There's a lot of turbulence down here with us about it too. And that's just an is, okay? Don't try and change that. Don't try and let it be different. You know, when, you know, think about when, think about sediment falling in a puddle, in a pond or something like that. You can't speed that up, you know, you can't speed that up. And with that, so he's in the review process, the early parts of that. If there is a message for you, it is don't worry. It is don't worry. There's other people. I'm unsure if this is I'm unsure if this is a wife or a sister, a partner or a sister, wife or a sister, but a very close female to him. That I just see the depth of connection, and he is waiting. He is just waiting for whoever that is. And there's somebody else here, Ginny. I'm not totally sure what it is, and I don't have the time right now to get into it. But if I can just pass on the message to you of don't worry, don't worry. He sees the chaos there. Don't worry. And whoever this female is, he is waiting for her. Okay. Okay. Salima, guidance about to music. Okay, guidance about the timing and decision to quit your nursing job. So Salima, I'm getting like the second quarter of the year. So the way I read that would be like April, May, June. I'm not feeling to get more into depth than that. The first thing I wanted to check into, for what it's worth, is whether it was this year or beyond. And I get a very strong yes that it is this year. Timing decision. And with that, you're asking about the decision in itself. I totally support it. I got the card of the Lovers for that. It looks very fluid. It's not an immediate thing at all. But I would say getting into early summer, definitely late spring. Not definitely late spring, but it would be the very latest part of spring and early summer. Okay. Paula, I see your question. How then shall we live? I don't know what you are trying to say there. And with the very, very greatest of love and respect to all of you, I'm not going to try and figure out what your questions are on this next run of my doing these readings. Please, will you make your questions clear and concise? And it's a pleasure. Okay. So Paula, I'm sure there's time. Throw in a question. I don't understand what you're asking here. Okay. Sue, will Biden ever be able to pass his Build Back Better Act? Interesting reading. I don't think he will, for what I'm seeing here, Sue. But actually, it's interesting what questions bring up. And let me just say this to all of you. Forget that it's a political question. Forget the question. And forget whether you're happy or not happy with what I've just said. But what I see here is that the work he's put into that, and he came through really close just now. I've never really connected with him before. The work that he's done on that, doing on that, effort he's putting in, is going to turn into something else. So I doubt that act is going to go through, but it's the birthing of something else. It's the seeds of something else that looks really, really good. But that act, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. So what's the relevance to all of us? All the effort and energy and time and attention we put into things, and it doesn't yield like we want it to yield. It doesn't come back to us in return and give to us like what it should. That energy is going somewhere. It is going somewhere. So don't lose hope. Don't get over discouraged. Laurie, I'm going to be in Tulsa. I'm going to be in Oklahoma, probably March. Okay, at this point. Thanks for asking. I missed you too, by the way, Laurie. Diana, can I get a reading for this new year? I'm trying to heal, move forward in my life. What does Spirit have for me? Okay, let me just check your question again. You're trying to heal and move forward in your life and Spirit have for you. Okay. In as quickly as I can, Diana, materially, I see this being a good year for you, as in money, financially, making money, and health and all that, right? Let's just put that to one side. For what you're asking for, one, it's coming. Can I ask you to extend the... I've used the word trajectory all the damn time. Whatever. Can I ask you to extend the trajectory of what you're bringing into your life beyond this year? Take it to like 16, 17, 18 months. All right. Because look, what's a year? A year is 12 months, and 12 months finishes, another bunch starts again. They finish, another bunch finishes again. Because the healing that you're doing, some of that's going to take a little longer than this year. It's happening. You're doing great, but it's not just about healing. It's also about the wonderful things that you're calling in, whether you think you're calling them in or not. The wonderful things you're calling in that are going to take 15, 20, 25 years, right? The seeds are getting sown now. The work you're doing now is making it happen, right? Look at me smiling. Now, what can one do to maybe speed that up a bit? And I'm saying it's a bit. I don't think it's a lot. I'm seeing for you that there is opportunity around you a lot, but you don't see it. Sorry, I'm not seeing it, but I'm getting that there is a often there's opportunity very close to you, but you don't see it as opportunity. So given that physically, financially, and so on, this looks like a fine year for you, given that some of what you're calling into your life is going to take longer than a span of 12 months or 11 and a half months, because that's where we are. Would you add to your daily practice or bring into your daily practice to deliberately, actively, consciously, and purposefully ask for support in seeing the grace, support, gifts, and possibilities that are around you? Okay. Mary. Right. In spite of themselves, they're going to do pretty well. Okay, and I'm just, forgive me chuckling, but I, you know, a spiritual teacher once said, you know, he compared us to, or she or he, whatever, compared us to gemstones. Right? If you put gemstones in a bag and shake it up, they bang against each other, or in the ground and in formation, they rub up against each other, and that's how they become valuable. And so I see you said your kids. So I'm seeing at least two of your, you can hardly call them kids, but I'm seeing two people here, kind of yakking at each other, as it were. You know, I used to work with my brother years ago, and there's a certain conversation you can have when you work with a sibling, right? So they need to work. They need to work through that. Number one. Number two, they need to work through their own barriers of self-belief. Okay, I think they just have to do that. But I do see them doing well. You know, these are I'm just going to show you in terms of the energy of the other cards that I'm getting about this. These are good cards, Mary. I'm saying that to you. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. There we go. Why there? There. You know, there are cards in this deck that are grim, that are choppy energy, and these are not. But they've got to work through what they've got to work through. So if they're disagreeing, they're disagreeing. You know, be their mother, you don't have a favorite. You know, you've seen them disagree. You find it funny. Find it funny, like I'm finding it funny. That they need to work their stuff out, shift their barriers of self-belief, and what's coming is pretty good. Okay. Blossom. Oops. Any changes to your career, Blossom? You know, your question's interesting, because what I'm seeing here, Blossom, my response is don't change. don't change. Keep going forwards. Like, I wonder if there's a part of you that wants to change something, wants to, I said the word back earlier on. You may not have been on then. I used the word back, and I don't actually believe in the word back. You can't go back to things. Even if you could return to something, you're a different person, it's a different time, it's a different place. So if you've got thoughts about going back to something you used to do, I don't recommend it. So it's an interesting question you ask about changes, because I would say don't. I would say don't. I would say go on boldly, or whatever the Star Trek word for it. Go forwards boldly, as you are doing, right? Okay. Joelle, what month do I see you moving out of this apartment? By the way, Joelle, we've got the Patreon readings on Sunday. I think it is. Just so you know. Shana, I've just seen your question. I'll get to you next. All right. I'm saying Shana because she's in England and it's like 1 a.m. there right now. Okay. Okay, Joelle, I'm seeing 2 windows for this. The more probable is next month, February. The other is May. Okay, so if you were out and in a new place by March, okay, I wouldn't be surprised. The other window that looks really good is May. All right. Sure. Okay. I want to say, just tell you all about Shana. I know Shana from London. We showed up at the same Reiki exchange, I think, sometime in 2007, and it is I'm really I don't know, grateful, honored, whatever, that you check in on what I'm doing. I really am. Okay. The current situation. Right. Yeah. I'm just going to blabber words out, Shana. When you're in an environment, a dynamic where people are being reactive, impulsive, where they're withholding, okay, which is kind of what I'm seeing here. It's not the only place it shows up with family. It shows up with work colleagues as well. Whole community, all these things. So when that's going on, when people are deliberately choosing to be maybe a smaller version of themselves, and I'm not trying to be rude about family here, that's what I'm seeing. You're asking how to move through it. I'm like, don't. It's not the biggest card of surrender in the deck, but one of the teachings of the Six of Swords here is to bring your oars in and not try and steer and not try and row and just allow yourself to be taken through. What I'm trying to say is I don't think there's anything you can in action do here. On a broader note, I find it interesting what happens when we stop trying to influence other people's process, when we stop trying to speed people's choices up, when we actually let go and withdraw our need from it, things start to change. So I just want to offer that to you as well, Shana. Okay. Now, Shana, go to bed. Okay, Vicky. Are there changes ahead for you in the new year? Yes, there are. And I think you knew that. That's why you asked the question, Vicky. Yes, there are changes for you this year. You know, the central card in this reading is the Wheel of Fortune. And I we're like 30 minutes into this tonight. You know, I haven't shown many cards, have I? Like maybe 3 or 4. And I probably won't say this again to anyone tonight, Vicky. Go look up the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, go look up what is about that card. I can even show you something in this image if I can get this right. So look at her up top, and then we'll just turn it round and look how it changes. Okay. So this is an old card. It's a bit tattered. Sorry, forgive me. All right, so back to the start there. Hopefully you get my point there, that change brings what we want, change brings what we don't want, and it fields it out, it brings it in, and so on, and change is, of course, unavoidable, inevitable. But I did want to look at what the nature of the change was, and it looks wonderful. It looks wonderful. You becoming a freer, a more expanded, the version of yourself that you want to become. Now, that's not the final version, right? How could it be? Because, what have I done with it? Because the Wheel of Fortune is about continual change, right? I'm not the final version of me that I'm going to be, not in the slightest, not in the slightest. But what I'm looking at is you in your power, and the great thing about really being in one's power is we don't diminish it just because it makes other people feel uncomfortable, right? That's not about being bullish. It's about this power. When we're in our power here, we're on the same team as everyone. And I think you're going to a degree, get that this year. Can understand that. And I'm very happy for you. I'm also relieved because it was positive change, and not everyone I'm going to get to read for today, it's going to be positive change because that's life, right? Okay. All right. Natasha. Can I please have a general guidance as to what steps to take next? Okay, that is a very general question, Natasha. So I'm just gonna have to see what I get. You know, I do need the, given that we can't have a back and forth here, I sort of do need some parameters. And I'm not jumping on you here, it's just I don't need to say that. Yeah. Okay, just give me another moment on this, Natasha. I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. I just want to get, I just want a couple of other, I just want to get some, you've asked for steps, you've asked for tangible, practical, physical action, okay? And thus far, I'm not seeing too much of it, so I want to just dig a bit further and see if I get anything. But thus far, what I'm seeing, I really like. Okay. This is a good reading I'm seeing for you. I'm not going to bring the cards up. I just want you to hear what I'm saying. I do see quite a clear way ahead of you. If there are actions for you to take, and you know what, just write this down, or remember where we are in the recording, or something like that. I'd like a bit more me time for you. All right, time for yourself. I think that's a general element here, which means gently, lovingly, kindly putting up some boundaries here and there. I'd like to see you also in being a bit more regimented, clinical, with how you're using money, right? I think you're spending money, not all across the board. I think occasionally you're spending money emotionally, and I want to offer to you to be a bit more I don't have the word. Spend it like it was someone else's money. Spend your money, use your money like it was someone else's. What if it was mine? Okay, you know, you would think twice about things, right? You would you consider things a bit more. I'm fluffing my words. Forgive me. But money is an energy, and just like time, just like your time, just like your mood. It's like gas in the car. You know, we want to use it wisely. Okay. If we use up resources, we're not thinking too much about it, then we have to pick it back up again, and that's a cost to us, right? So boundaries, time to yourself, being a bit more blinkered, as it were, with how you're using money, and water, more water, please. That's bathing, that's drinking, and this is a good reading. I'm optimistic for you, Natasha. Okay. Karen. Karen, even without going to a reading yet, this is a funny month. We're in Venus retrograde the whole month, which affects relationships. And in like a day or so time, we're going to Mercury retrograde anyway. I'm gonna look at this. But similarly to what I was saying to Shana a few minutes ago, for you, bring yourself back into yourself. You're losing energy, you're losing power to you're losing power to an idea instead of giving energy into a relationship, okay? And for whatever the celestial reasons are, and it's well beyond my pay grade to know these things, for whatever the reasons are, this is not a great 3-ish weeks for relationship, all right? And you've asked a question. Okay. So here is an answer. This is less rather than more of the issue, but what I'm seeing with regard to him and just how he's maturing is what he feels he needs to give of himself to other people. Okay, so in him, and I don't think he's even realized this, he's figuring out how you fit into that equation of people and the needs that are being called of him. Okay, but that's the small part, not the big part. The bigger part is that what were we talking about earlier on? Oh, yeah, with that, Sue asked about Joe Biden and that act, and what I'm seeing is it's not going through, but it will birth something else. So you two are still clearing things for any manifestation, for any relationship to happen and come together like this. The CRAP needs to be moved out the way first, and I would say that you're doing that. The 10 of Swords, and I think this came up in the Patreon reading I was doing. I did yesterday, and I'll say the same thing about this. Not a great card, but it speaks to the last dregs getting cleared. That's the 10 of Swords, right? So don't lose hope with this. Don't lose hope. He is growing up, he is maturing, and all of that. I'll show you the cards. Maturing from this to this. Erase me what to do for this. What? Sorry, I'm looking at okay. Question. Paula, I'm looking at your question, just trying to understand. Okay. Take this away. All right, Paula has asked what she's asked about the next decade of her life. Paula was one of the first people I met when I moved to Kansas City. Literally that week, I was at a Panache Desai. Remember him? Big old conference. Those are the days when the heart of the dove was the in vogue thing to talk about. It's still a thing, guys. Kansas City is still the heart of the dove. Okay. Okay. All right. You know, it looks, as I'm looking at this, Paula, it's a tremendously fertile time. You know, I'm going to say this because I care. Okay, you ask you say I haven't put what she set up here because she refined it a couple of times, and it's not in any one of the comments she made. You ask your question, Paula, in a bit of a resigned way. And from what I'm seeing here, it doesn't need to be at all. It's not like you're running out the clock here. I see a very fertile decade plus ahead of you. And I almost want to say to you, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want to do? What do you want to happen? Because the indicators I've got here, fine, I'll show you the cards. 9 of Cups, good card. That we readers would call that the wishes fulfilled card. Something that's in your way a little bit is shiny new penny. Okay, what's the thing you want? Getting distracted and so on. But if you can get a handle on that, Paula, or decide what it is. Yes, do definitely that, definitely not that. This is you've got a enjoyable, pleasure-filled few years ahead of you. I can't talk you into that. I can't enroll you in that. I'm saying what I'm seeing here. If I can give you a snapshot or a stick it on a t-shirt quote, it would be heed your pleasure principle, right? Heed your pleasure principle. And that's not like a new thing. You're into the same stuff I'm into. And how many times have you read or heard someone say, follow your point of passion? Abraham says that all the time. Follow your point of passion. What feels vibrationally congruent to you. I'm not the best one to preach on diving into things. I have to watch myself as I pull back, as I go forwards and I pull back. I'm rambling now. But these years ahead of you, as I'm seeing, are very very fertile, very positive. Yeah. Okay. Mary. All right, so we're looking at the next quarter for you. Okay. I'm seeing it a bit further out than the next quarter, Mary. I'm seeing it closer to the end of the year. Buzzkill, I know, but that is what I'm seeing. So I do affirm what you're picking up on, though. Just what I'm getting is the timeline's a bit further out. If I can just offer you something on that, it's don't try and don't. I'll probably say the complete opposite thing to the next person I read for, but don't rush it just because you can. Don't try and do it faster just because you can do it faster. Okay. Kelly, if you're still on, just a card for you. I can never do one card. It's just well, the card I get is it's the four of wands. Okay, and wands. It's about yes, it's about foundation. It's about happiness. It's about celebration. It's about two together, as you can see in there. And the other cards I've drawn for it also indicate that harmonious coupling, as it were, and things about to shift for you, right? If you said you're going to call me later in the week, so we can get into that more if you want to talk, and I shall move on. All right, Jessica. Jessica, thank you for being on. In future, can we condense it into a couple less sentences, please? Like I said when I did the video the other day, I'm a little bit dyslexic, and you're just gonna have to bear with me. Good money, wonderful. Less physical work, wonderful. That's negative things about the owner. She's actually been dishonest with me a few times. Not sure if I should take the job. See, this is the other thing. There's parts of this I can't read, not because of my dyslexia, but because it doesn't show up. Take the job, even though the money is really good. Okay. Oh. Huh. Interesting. I would say take it. I would say take it. You know, sometimes we are the person that needs to be in an environment to change it, to shift it for the positive. I'm sure all of you have been that person from time to time, and I just want to offer this to you. Maybe she needs you there. Obviously, she's hired someone, hired you to do a certain function. But I'm saying on a deeper level, maybe she needs you there to change things, to show up better. And that's what I'm seeing here. And and Jessica, it's people think it's all about what we do, right? It's simply not. It's far more, and it's not given credit or whatever. It's far more about what we are when how people feel when they're around us. sometimes just people feel calmer around us. They feel more like themselves around us, and through the magic of divine orchestration, we're put together. So yes, I'm sure people have spoken poorly about her, but it's your vitality, innocence, depth. That's what I see as being key here. So I would suggest you take this job. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, and every time I can reconnect with my old love, wonderful. China's divorce is not final. Do you see him finalizing it this year? Oh. I'm not seeing it this year, Anne. I'm not seeing it this year. There's questions I want to ask about it, but yeah, probably not what you wanted to hear me say. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not seeing. I'm seeing progress, but I'm not seeing it finalized this year. No. Yeah. Okay. Oopsie. Oops. Okay, Crystal. There we go. By the way, Crystal, I did get your order for the music. Thank you so much. I've been waiting till actually today because I just got like this wonderful music software installed, and someone came around and helped me and everything, and so now I've got all these other this huge library of sounds I can use. I'm so excited. Hey, everyone should get a soul song from me. I've just got these great sounds at my fingertips now. I've waiting for ages. Anyhow, do see you doing well financially this year. Okay. I do, and I think you know that. Since it's you and you know about some of these cards, I just want to say, the foundation of the root of this reading is the Emperor, which is for me is my Saint Germain card. If there's ever an energy of abundance, it's him. We've got the King of Pentacles, literally the king of the strongest energy in the suit of Pentacles. It's particularly this that's interesting me. Two cards for the outcome is both two aces, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups. Forgive me. And look at the DNA spiral of the swords there, right? And a reminder to you. And look, I need reminders. You need reminders. We all need reminders that money is the last of the things to show up. The change happens inside. Money then comes from that. Okay, something we all have to remember. But just saying. Okay. Oh, got one more question. I'll just take this one more question. Oop. Promoted at work this year. Okay. Okay. So Cindy, this seems like a year just to, in that respect, not in every respect. No. Just in maybe the career respect, to just stay the course, as it were. I'm not seeing. I don't know if you were on earlier on. You may not have been. Someone asked a question, and one of my responses to her was see beyond the year as the envelope of what you're looking to happen, because I'm not seeing a promotion for you this year. Okay, I'm seeing more work, but I'm not seeing a promotion. I did look at you looking elsewhere, and I don't think that's the right thing to do. I looked at you starting a business. I don't think that's the right thing to do for the time being. Okay. Sometimes we are given a heavier load to carry, and we get frustrated and resentful. Okay. But one of the things that happens when we're given a stronger load, heavier load to carry, is we get stronger. Please just take those words, if you would. I don't see this as the year for a change in job, career, vocation. Okay. All right, everyone take a breath with me, please. Thank you for all staying on till the end. I do appreciate it. For those of you that have anyway. I always just want to just end with, complete with a prayer. I'm not going to ask anything else of you. Just call your attention to your chest just for a moment. This is not going to take long. Call your attention to your chest. You take a breath. You take a breath into your heart. We connect with the others. We amplify this energy together. We call for support for ourselves. Indeed, we do. That we can be stronger in service to other people. And from all of us, we send out a radiation of love in all directions. That it go where it's needed. And all that you may need, all you may want, all that you may be longing for, we pray together that it come to you. In love, grace, and service and humility, we say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me also acknowledge there are a large team of guides that work with this and do these readings for you all. A large team of guides. Let me just acknowledge them. They open up a grid, they open up geometry, a portal, and I could not do that without them. So you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will be doing this again, whatever 2 weeks today is. You have a wonderful week. God bless, be well, and I will see you soon.